Welcome back, everyone. We are going to continue on with our informational text, What is a Community, from A to Z. Yesterday I read A through D, and I had you do some research on E, which is environment, and how that impacts the community. And I encourage you to use those links for research, and I'm giving you the same links for today. So please, when we research jobs in a community, you will use those resources. So we are going to start with F. I'm going to read F, G, H, and I, and then J, you will research on your own. So let's get to it. F is for family. Families are an important part of every community. There are many kinds of families: families with two parents, single parent families, foster families, and extended families. Each family is like a small community. Family members love, support, protect, and respect one another. They follow the rules and cooperate to make one another happy. Families often share a home, food, furniture, and money. And these are all examples of families. F is also for food. Without food, people in a community could not stay alive. Some small communities grow their own food, but the people in most communities buy their food in stores or supermarkets. Some of the food in supermarkets comes from faraway countries. People in a community depend on people in other communities to grow and harvest the food they buy and eat. So here we have some photos of farming, and this particular photo is rice is grown in countries such as Japan and China. And in top left, this is a picture from a dairy farm. Milk and other dairy products come from dairy farms. Here we have two photos. This is the apples from the orchard, and here is where they wind up in our supermarkets. So apples and other fruits grown in orchards are shipped to stores. Let's get to G, government services. Government services provide communities with buildings and help they need. Schools, hospitals, libraries and buses, garbage collection, and road repair are all government services. Law enforcement and firefighting are other important services. The money people pay in taxes helps operate the government services in a community. Governments are in charge of many things. The federal government runs a country and makes the laws that people must follow. The municipal government enforces the laws in a town or city. Police officers arrest people who have committed crimes as shown in the above right picture. So here you have someone committing a crime, and the police officer is taking care of that. We also have a picture of firefighters on a emergency call. And here are two girls working in a library, because we know libraries are government services. H is for history. History is a record of events that happened in the past. All communities have a history. By learning about the history of your community and country, you can understand more about your way of life today. Historic communities show us what life was like in the past. People dressed in costumes to reenact life in those early days. So we have Richmond Town that shows our historic town of Staten Island. The buildings in historic communities have no running water or electricity. Instead of driving in cars, people ride in wagons drawn by horses or oxen, just as they did in the past. Costume guides show how people dressed, cooked, washed, and slept in the days of the settlers. Have you ever visited a historic community? So maybe if you visited Richmond Town, you would see images like this. Okay, and our last letter is I. I is for information. Sending and receiving information is called communication. People in a community send information by speaking, writing, playing music, using signs, or drawing pictures. They receive information by watching, listening, and reading. People all over the world can communicate with one another quickly and easily on the telephone or by computer. Well, I know we have been communicating a lot on the computer since we've been home remote learning, so this is a really important part of the book, and it's something we can all really connect to. So think about how people send letters, how they use radios to communicate. You can write letters, you can make phone calls, you can send an email, you can send a text, you can FaceTime. There's so many different ways to communicate now. So you are going to do J, which is jobs. And I want you to research different jobs in a community and explain why they're important. Okay? If you need me, please email me and I will check in with you later.